Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of On the Road with Dante Carter. I'm here with America's Scream Queen. We are excited. This is our third week of our Halloween horror movie spectacular, and we have the one and only Linnea Quigley. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great now that I'm with you now. It's great.
I know, and we had some small talk before. We were talking about the moon, and we're talking about nature, and it was a great time.
Oh, yes, it was.
Um, Linnea, we are doing. Am I saying that right? Let me make sure I'm.
Yeah, you are. You
I got
are the one person that gets it right.
I have a little bit of a southern twang, so sometimes I say it wrong. I was talking to my buddy he's a huge horror fan too. His name is Paul
Hmm.
McKenzie, and we were talking and I kept calling you Linnea. I was like, I'm talking to
Oh,
Linnea
yes.
Quigley. And he was like, I don't think that's how you say it. So he made me nervous all week about saying it wrong. So
Oh, no, that makes it worse.
I
I'm
know.
really bad at that. I'm really bad at pronouncing people's names. If they're a little bit different, I'm like, oh my God, I got to, it's not good.
And I'm used to it. My name's Dante. My whole life, people have called me Deontay or Dante, or well, I've heard all kind of stuff too. So
Oh, yeah, you have a great name.
thank you. I appreciate that. Dante's Inferno, and that's what a lot of people compare it to. I like Dante Alighieri was a poet back in the day, and he was
Oh,
like this is way back, and he has a really sad story. If you ever get a chance to read on, it's pretty interesting. It's he was like
yeah.
banished from his hometown, and like he was in love with this woman, and she was forced to marry another man. It's like a really crazy story. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
That
uh,
would be a cool movie.
right. I think
Yeah.
I want to say they've like alluded to it before, but he's the guy that wrote Dante's Inferno, so it actually kind of
Oh,
it's pretty cool. But it's
wow.
Yeah, it's not about him though. That's this isn't his podcast. This is your
Right,
episode. This is about you.
right.
um, so what first got you into acting when you moved to Los Angeles?
Well, actually, I was working at a Jack LaLanne's health spa, and these girls that worked there with me, I like taught aerobics and measured people and, you know, did the whole bit. And these girls there said, they're like going around going, oh, we're models and, we do acting. And, that basically they didn't really do modeling, but they thought they did. And they, were like stand-ins or extras, like an extra extra, and they got me into it, like going on auditions and going to sets where they would be like stand-ins and that. And the first set I went to, Jack Palance was there
Oh wow.
and John Saxton.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
And I was like, oh my God, what, that
Um,
was crazy. And I
and
did I was a stand-in for the one girl. I have no idea what the movie was.
how old were you at that time?
I was probably 17 or 18.
Okay. So really young, really meeting big time names at a young age. That's really impressive for it to be your first time on
Oh,
set.
yeah, that was weird for me because, I came from a small town in Iowa, Davenport, Iowa, and, to see the big movie cameras and lights and movie stars, it was like really crazy.
um, do you remember the moment that you realized like I am, and this is kind of like don't be humble here. I want to know. Do you remember the moment where you're like, I am like that bitch, like I am a certified screen queen?
Oh, wow. It was a long way in until I realized it. It was probably uh, after Return of the Living Dead.
Okay.
it,
Yeah.
because I went to a convention and I was swarmed and I wasn't ready for it.
Yes.
And then I went, wow, people know me. I was like so shocked. I went in the bathroom and hid, and I'm like tried to compose myself. I'm like, oh my God, I was so scared, because I'm very shy
Yeah.
and all these people coming up to me scared me.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that sounds like that would be very scary. It almost probably felt like you probably felt more comfortable during the actual zombie attack in the movie. Like,
I actually did. I wasn't as afraid, even though I was afraid because all the zombies were extras, and extras always want to get in camera, and do
oh
something
yeah,
special. And I thought, oh, they're going to drown me and, bite me and or do something. That was pretty scary.
actually, yeah. Thinking about it, that is kind of horrifying. And right before, I mean, you have one of the most iconic scenes in horror. I feel like in the cemetery, um and I feel like that would be probably pretty scary to go straight from that to now there's a bunch of extras coming in and wanting to make themselves famous in a way, so I feel like that is kind of scary.
Oh
um
yeah, it's really weird. And in fact, I met a featured extra, this one guy not long ago, and he's also in, I don't know if you've seen the movie Crimes of Passion. It's Kathleen Turner and Anthony Perkins, but it's a really good movie, and he's in the beginning of that as an extra, and he's like doing something at a dance, where the girls come in and they dance,
yeah.
naked for men. He's doing something really bad in there. And I'm like, oh my God, you just see his eyes for like,
Oh,
4 seconds and you know what he's doing.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he's like one of those, I'm an actor.
Give himself a backstory.
Yes,
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 yeah. I did one time, and this is so stupid. One time I was an extra for a commercial, and
yeah.
it was in a bar scene, and this guy was supposed to be like having a bad day or whatever. He couldn't catch a break and he sat at the bar. And I was in the background and I was paying my tab, and I was like, so I made up this whole story in my head, like, oh, he's not paying any attention. So I'm trying to get his attention. And I'm doing all this waving and trying to be extra so it's seen. And they cut it out completely from what
Oh no. Oh
so
no. I know you want to do something special. You don't want to just like stand there and hand over the money or something like that. But
yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah, I was like, with like a guy with long hair, like that'll stand out. And the commercial will come on. And I was thinking like football season's coming up, and I'll point like, look, guys, and it just didn't happen. So, but
Oh, it's horrible. I like get fumbly. I started out doing extra work. I was an extra on, I forget, one of the soap operas that was in LA, and I was supposed to like go out a door and go into another door, and I was like almost colliding with the main actors, and it was like so embarrassing. I thought I can't even do this. It was really awkward.
oh, that would
I
be
think they were mad at me.
really. That's funny. And it's funny because and I hate to throw shade at them, but like an actor who thinks they're like a big deal and you're an extra at that time, and they're like, oh, like she's just a nobody extra, and then you go on to be who you are and probably surpass their career. And again, do not be humble. I like when you brag. I want you to brag on this because that's why you're here, because you're the star. So
Oh, thank you. It's kind of a good feeling. Like, I wonder if anybody that I was an extra in something sees that I made it to a Scream Queen or something. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
But I did a whole bunch of movies after that.
Yeah, oh yeah, you've done a bunch. Like you've done over 130 feature films, right? Is that the
I think so. I stopped counting because, at first you count every one and you add ones like plays and stuff that you haven't even done,
Oh,
on your resume. And then it's like it becomes like, oh my God, I'm not going to put that one. Oh, I won't put that one. I had to go to trial with Screen Actors Guild, and they were naming off all the movies I did, and they're like, did you do Teenage Ninja Robot? Did you do Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers? And they're like these like proper people, and I'm like, yep, I
yeah.
did. Yep, I did. I just was like so sarcastic with them because SAG doesn't really help you at all.
Oh, really?
No, no, they screwed me out of $5,000 on Savage Streets.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
that's no good at all.
No, they're not there for you.
And that's sad because that's like the whole thing is like actors trust us, writers trust, like everybody trusts us, and they put on this thing and put on this persona on this front, which I don't know much about that side of things, but coming from someone who has dealt with it, that is kind of aggravating to hear something like
Hmm.
that, especially from people who are supposed to have your back. Especially like
Yeah,
with, I mean, your career, like you know, I mean, there's so many. Return of the Living Dead is my personal favorite, but I also, like I said, Silent Night, Deadly Night. I love that. Sorority Babes. Oh my God, there was another one, and
I
I'm
like that one.
Sorority
I like
Babes.
Sorority Babes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
There's one I'm blanking on the name, and I can't remember it.
Uh, oh, Nightmare Sisters,
Yes,
maybe, or yes,
yeah,
I always like. I'm like, what, But Nightmare Sisters is really fun too. It's so silly.
yes. I love, because I do comedy and hearing about, and I love horror. So when you the much as much as you've blended them in your career, it's an awesome thing. I love that. Um,
Yeah,
especially in Returning of the Living Dead. Return of the Living Dead is like, in my opinion, I may be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's one of the first kind of like that, where it's like a horror comedy kind of blend, like dark comedy. Um, and I think that was one of the first ones to really kind of put that on the map. You know.
yeah, it did because it was always like just plain horror. Everything was jump scares, and you didn't get like a reprieve from it. So it was like
Yeah.
this was the first one where, you know, because being scared is funny. People act crazy when they're scared. So
Yes.
it was just showing that part of it, which was like very humanizing.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yes. What do you think is the wildest, like, behind the scenes story from that kind of like that we're trying to get this horror comedy down pat?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Well, boy, I mean, there's always a lot of drama on set, especially if you're on location.
Oh yeah.
And on one of them, two girls ended up sleeping with the same guy.
Oh Lord.
And it was like awful because they had a fight scene. And I had told my friend who was in it, this girl, the guy you were with before you went away for 2 days, she had to go home for 2 days,
Mhm.
was sleeping with your guy.
Yeah.
And I thought I was being, it was good to tell her, like the thing to do. Well, the fight scene, she got her knee dislocated. The
Oh
girls went at it
yeah.
and she had to go to the hospital and everything. So it's like, I don't know if I want to tell anybody that kind of stuff anymore.
As soon as you said they had to record a fight scene, I was like, oh, I know that this went very badly for somebody. Um,
Oh, yeah.
did they keep the actual fight in the movie? Was it still in there?
Yes, they did. They
Oh,
did.
that's fantastic. But I feel
Yeah.
like in a weird way, the director, producers can add like, oh, we can't have this on set. But in a weird sense, I'm sure they're also like, this did make this look a lot more real. This made this look
Yeah.
really good. So
Yeah, it did. They probably were like going, okay, this will be real, like, they'll really be fighting. It was
yeah.
it was like I wasn't there when they filmed it, but I was the aftermath. I
Oh
heard
yeah.
all about that.
Yes. Um, and she dislocated her knee. Good Lord.
Yeah, it
Have you,
swelled up and
oh, that's awful. Have
yeah.
you ever had an injury like that on set or and during the
No, I've been lucky because they made us do pretty much all our stunts except like a fire stunt or let's see what else haven't I done? Just stuff like that. But everything else I did, which you
yeah.
should get extra pay,
Yeah,
but
100%.
we didn't. We were just happy to be working, I think.
Yeah, especially I feel like, yeah, in the 80s, they don't have all of the, I mean, that movie came out 40 years ago this year.
Oh my God.
And they have
Wow.
all kind
Yeah.
of things now that they didn't have them, as far as like, well, supposed to be SAG with things like that of like protect the actors. So if that were to be made today, you probably would have gotten. more compensation for that, I would
Oh
imagine.
yeah, you get stunt pay as they call it. I mean, I was buried in mud where I couldn't breathe, having to fight zombies. Uh, I'm trying to think of something else. Just stuff like that. You would get
Yeah.
extra pay. But I don't know.
Or covered in gore. I mean, how much time have you spent that's not even in the movies, just covered in blood or guts, or I mean, whatever it may be, just gory stuff and
Oh
makeup.
my God. Yes, I've been all over the world covered in like, blood and goo and ooze and about everything.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. I remember in Italy, we were filming in a castle, and I had to lay on this cold floor of the castle in the basement with a machete in my shoulder, like, because they find me dead. And, of course, they're doing all these shots and, you know, me having to stay there. And I got up and it was raining out. It was really cold. And I think I had hypothermia.
oh Lord.
I couldn't, my legs were like shaking and I couldn't really walk. And it was just like, I couldn't wait. They said there was a hotel nearby. Well, the hotel was like horrible. It like had a shower that wouldn't stay hot, and it was like into the bathroom. There wasn't like you could close the door or anything. It was awful.
Oh, that seems so. I don't know. Like I think I would be uncomfortable in all of that, having all the stuff on you. Like what does it feel like? I mean, is that a weird question? Like, does it feel like?
Oh, it's sticky and stains everything, and the blood does. And the KY jelly, when I did this little part I did where I'm coming out of Freddy's soul and Nightmare on Elm Street 4,
Yeah,
they put KY jelly all over me. And I didn't know, but it makes you freeze. I don't know why. There's something in it that just makes you so cold.
yeah. I didn't know that. That is crazy. Oh yeah, I bet that
Yeah.
must have been comfortable. And then to have to like act and deliver lines like that is probably uncomfortable.
Yeah, when you're like, I don't know. Somehow you do it. I don't know why, but
And
you do.
yeah, and you were proposed to on that movie. Was it?
I was.
Were
I
you
was.
covered in KY jelly when you were getting proposed to?
Well, it was after he took me and there was a garden hose and they hosed me off,
Yeah,
from all the KY jelly and junk on me. He did it. So I was like, it wasn't like warm water or anything again. And it
yeah.
was just like, oh, okay, I will. I will marry you.
That's hilarious. That's romance. That's what romance is right there. Like
That is, that is.
I think my girlfriend that I have now, when I get ready to propose, I'm gonna lather her up in KY jelly, hose her off, and then do it. That's the way to go.
That's the way. Yes, yes, do that. Do that. That's cute.
um, so the 1980s produced a whole wave of scream queens. I mean, there's Brink Stevens and Michelle Byer, and of course,
Oh,
what is it like how is the camaraderie amongst y'all? Do y'all feel like y'all are bonded? I mean, and y'all work together too, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Brink, Michelle, and I are really. I just saw Michelle about 4 days ago up here. She came up and visited me, and we went to lunch and everything. And she's like great. She is like a great person, and Brink is too. And we did Nightmare Sisters. Long time ago, we were extras on The Man Who Wasn't There in like a shower scene.
yeah,
Um, we we did so much stuff together. We did Get Crazy, which is a Malcolm McDowell kind of lost film, but
yeah.
it is out now. It's really fun.
Oh,
And oh my God, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, Michelle and I are in.
yeah, I was gonna say I knew that one for sure, and I thought Nightmare Sisters. I thought it was just Brink. I didn't even realize Michelle was in it. I'm so I'm out of the loop. I gotta go back and watch again. And I
Oh, it
didn't.
gets confusing.
It's too much. It's too much, and it's. But that's
Mhm.
why you love it because it's like you feel like in this genre you get to when you rewatch movies you get to learn things again or see things again, and you're like, oh, that is right, and it's a really
Yeah.
cool moment. Um, do y'all run into each other a lot at the at convention, horror cons and stuff? Do you go to a lot of conventions?
Not as much as I'd like to.
Yeah.
We do every now and then, and it's really fun when we can, get together and we don't have, like, I don't have the 12 dogs to try to like tame around me and get home to be with, and, we just have a good time.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you're a big animal rights person, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I have two dogs and a fish, so
Oh,
yeah, I'm
that's
loving it.
cute.
I'm loving it. I love my animals, and they're getting old, and they're scaring me because they don't
Oh,
as much as they used to. It terrifies me, but
oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. They
yeah,
should live longer, I swear.
I know. I always say my I got a Shih Tzu, and she lives up to the name Shih Tzu, especially now that she is getting older. It is.
Uh-oh.
She's a brat. I cannot leave her alone. If I go to the store and I come back, she will have made a mess somewhere, and it's
Oh,
just out of spite. No,
yeah.
it's not cute. It's mean. It's but
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I've been vegan. Huh? I keep getting corrected, but I've said vegan for so many years, I can't say it. Like I'll go to a restaurant and I go, "Do you have anything vegan?" And they'll be like, "It's vegan," and I'll be like, "Yeah," I've been that for 40 years, and it's like it, over it, and I'm like, "Wow, that's a long time."
I know. Yeah, 40 years no meat. You've that is a long time. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. I mean, it's weird that people correct stuff like that. That's what always gets me about people is they correct the smallest thing. Like, you know what I meant? Just give me some vegetables. You know what I mean? Give me like the
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And especially when the waiter does it, it's like,
It's like
just kind of rude.
it is. It's like that's not your job, buddy. You know what I mean? Like
No, no.
um how do you feel about the resurgence of the final girl culture? Like I feel like I don't know if it was on purpose, if it was intentional or not, but when scary movies have been booming for years and years and years, but it doesn't seem like the horror girl, um, the praise that the final girl gets is as big as it is now. It wasn't when it started. How do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like it's really cool that y'all are getting the praise that y'all deserve for
Yes.
setting up? Yeah, yeah. I think I made that question too long, but
No, you didn't. I think that, it's fun that we were in a time that we embraced it and everything. Cause like Fay Ray didn't. She
yeah,
didn't want to be known as a scream queen. Back then it was like they wanted to be taken seriously. And, we just want to have fun and do whatever projects, that we like. And it's just a fun thing.
yeah, I agree. I think so too. And I don't get that. Some people are like that with a lot of their things. Like they'll do something, and I guess maybe as an artist, it does get like you're like, okay, if you do something early and that's all people know you for, maybe that can be frustrating. But I feel like I'm like you. Like I would embrace it and be like, let's. This is
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, bands go through it. They have a hit song, and everybody wants them to play that hit song again and again and again and again. And it might be 40 years later, they're still playing that song. I wonder, are they sick of it
and
or do
yeah.
they embrace it?
And you play music too. You've played music. You started playing guitar first, or
Yes. Well,
yeah,
no, I started on piano when
okay,
I was young, a lot younger, and then I didn't really sync with it, so I went on to guitar, and I really liked it. So, like in Nightmare Sisters, I wrote the song Santa Monica Boulevard Boy and played guitar and sang it. And
yeah,
that was like such a thrill to have a song I wrote because writing is hard, you
mm,
know,
yeah.
I think. And it was just so cool that I had a song that I wrote and played on and everything being in the movie.
Yeah, that is really. I didn't know that you wrote that. I remember you playing it. I remember seeing it, like you played it, but I did not know that you wrote that. That is really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, TerrorVision is going to, or TerrorVision, or yeah, TerrorVision is going to put out all my old recordings with the skirts
Oh, that's awesome. That's really
because
cool.
we went into the studio and recorded, and So that's they said they have to send me a contract first.
Yes, of course. Yeah. That,
Yes.
that's fantastic though. I also you had updated about Trash's Revenge. Is there any update on that? What's going on with that?
No, I pulled out of that only because it turned into something I wasn't on board with. A
Hmm.
lot of AI, a
Mm,
lot of a lot of it. Like they are AIing James Karen and Don Calfa, and it just turned into something I wasn't. I mean, Return of the Living Dead is such a great movie. I don't want to like throw dirt on it.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I didn't do Sorority Babes in the Slime Ball Bolorama, the second one, because it's like I want that to be honored as it is. And,
Yeah.
they weren't spending much money on it, so
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know that you had backed out of that.
I did.
I should have done more research. That's on me.
No, it's okay. It's not, I don't go around and tell people that,
Yeah.
so it's
I
not any.
that was just me, my buddy and I were talking about that literally. When was that? That was that late last year, I think, when we first.
Yes,
Yeah, and then we were just talking about that again the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I never did hear anything else about that. Um, and maybe that's why. But yeah, AI and I feel like the whole thing with like 80s horror and that movie especially is like the effects and like the you want it.
yes,
I feel like yeah, that does kind of ruin it. Not ruin. I don't want to say ruin it, but it does kind of maybe tarnish a little bit or like you said, it feels weird. I get that. I get exactly
it
what you're saying.
does. And I just like was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all.
I know Beverly and Tom and Miguel and John filmed for it, but you know, I just didn't.
No, I mean, and it's really cool that you're willing to stand up like what you believe in and stand firm in that. I just last week Michael Berryman was on the podcast and he we talked about that and we talked about saying no to things you're not comfortable with and like if you
Yes.
don't someone will just they'll make you do all kind of things and years later you could regret it, so
Yeah.
I always commend someone who's willing to stand up and show bravery in the face of that. So
I know because it's hard because, you have everybody, like looking at you and saying, is she going to do it or whatever?
yeah.
And, you know, sometimes they're bullies about it.
Yeah, 100%. And people do that, like fans of movies and stuff have done that, and they don't realize, like people who love these movies and they mean so much to them, they don't realize how much they offend someone the way that they speak to them about it. Like you have to do this, you have to do this. And it's like, well, I don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. That's true. That's true. Oh my God.
oh man, but you've continued working in horror for decades and decades and decades. What have you seen as far as the genre evolving? And what are your thoughts on it?
Well, it's evolved a lot. I mean, well, everybody and your brother is an actor, and then there's the influencers,
Oh yeah.
and they're hiring influencers, I think, in movies now because they have likes or whatever,
Yeah.
or followers, and, just the camera, now you don't have the big 35 millimeter cameras anymore. So you're on a different setup, which is good and bad. I
Yeah.
mean, when I watch a movie, I don't like to see it really crisp.
Yeah.
I like a little bit of graininess,
Yeah. Yeah.
like film look.
Right. Yeah. It kind of I feel like it helps tell the story.
Yeah.
Especially when like when a movie's set in the 70s, the 80s or the 90s and it's like super crispy, like I want it to feel like I'm watching something from the 70s or from the 80s. Like I like that. I see what you're saying. Yeah, like the cameras now are so they are crisp and sometimes it's cool and sometimes it works. It's good. But yeah,
Hmm.
sometimes it is to get that nostalgic feeling. It is cool to see like, hey, if we're doing a flashback or something, let's make it look like it's 1978 or 1984.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, instead of like, I mean, I can't imagine seeing Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is one of my favorites, done really crisp. I just
yeah.
can't see it.
No, yeah, that's some of the yeah, that's a really good example because that's it's a part of the aura of it. Like it's what it is.
Hmm.
And I agree. I love those movies. I made my girlfriend has she had never seen any of them. So we got together. I waited a couple months into the relationship because I was like, "Hey, I love
Okay.
this and I'm obsessed with it." I couldn't do that in the first month, and she'd be like, "Why do you? What's going on here?"
Oh,
So, but she loved them, and she loves horror movies too now. So I'm kind of getting her into the horror genre, and I have to start with newer films because she's younger, a little bit younger than me. She's 21, so she calls them old movies. She's like, I don't like these old movies. And I'm like, oh no. So we almost have to start and work our way backwards. Like we're just like, here's the remake or here's this sequel that came out. And if you
yeah.
like this, you're gonna love where it come from, you know. So we've almost had to do that, which is the movie fan in me like hates it, but she's learning, so we're good.
Oh, that's cute. Now, does she consider like Final Destination or Scream old movies?
No, I think she means like, so I showed her the first horror movie I ever showed her was Michael Myers, the original Halloween, because
Okay.
that's like my family's personal favorite.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Good.
so this anything from the 70s and the 80s, but when it gets to the 90s, she'll kind of be like, okay, it's not quite as. I think she does that to be nice because I'm from the 90s. I'm from 90. I was born in 98, so she's like, all right, well, I can't say too much about the 90s because I might offend him. But
Exactly.
but it's weird because I feel like the stories in a lot of the older movies are so much better than the stories now. Like they were made to make sense, and now
Hmm.
they're not made to make sense. It's just like, hey, here's like the last Texas Chainsaw Massacre that they made. The this girl who is she's never faced any hardship. She's never gone through anything. She gets attacked by Leatherface in a way that would probably kill a normal person, but she
Oh
just
my
keeps
God.
surviving. It's like she has this super like she won't die, which is what a final girl is, but the way that they did it almost felt like too like no, she wouldn't survive that. You know what I mean? Like
Right. Realistic.
yeah, yeah. And I feel like
Yeah.
we've lost that over time or, but who was your favorite
Yeah.
Leatherface? Who was your favorite actor?
I like CJ Graham.
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy. I mean, and Kane is too. They're both really nice. Those are the ones I know.
Yeah.
I know RA, and I supposedly he was only in like the 30 seconds or of the first one or something.
Yeah, I have heard like he's like a maybe it was supposed to be just a double, but ended up getting some
Yes.
yeah, that's yeah, yeah. I've heard that too, yeah. But I don't know because like you said, there's been so many of them. It's like they all get confused on which one is which and which actor did the
Wait, Kane wasn't a Leatherface.
no Kane
Wait, did you
Hodder
say wait, what did you say?
Leatherface.
Leatherface? Oh, Kane wasn't Leatherface. I'm thinking, oh, Gunnar Hansen, hands
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gunnar Hansen.
Yeah. Well, RA was Leatherface. He might, but was he Jason too?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, okay. So I was thinking when you said RA, I was like, oh yeah, okay, we're good.
Okay, I got a little confused with all these villains.
There's so many of them, and then some of them like, gosh, there's a guy, and he's the only person who ever have done this. He has done work as Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and as Leatherface. Was that
Oh,
CJ?
really? Who,
Yeah,
what's his name? Do you know? Is it let me think. I'm trying to think who it could be. I don't know.
I had to look it up. It's gonna bother me. Let me look this up really
It's
quick.
not Andrew Borowski or something, is it?
No, ma'am. No, no, no. He was only I think he was only Leatherface.
Okay.
I can't get the I gotta
I
run.
can't think who it is.
It's gonna drive me insane because it's giving me a rundown of people.
that have played Leatherface, I bet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It
Uh,
won't tell you like which one. And well, we'll have like people write you and say it was so and so,
oh, yeah.
these people that know everything.
Yeah, they'll get into it and they'll be mad at me for not knowing too. You should know.
Exactly, exactly.
How do you call yourself a horror fan? But you actually were right. According to what I just looked up, Kane Hodder portrayed Leatherface in stunt work. It was uncredited in some capacity. Uh,
Oh, good.
he did do some stunt work for as Leatherface. And
That's neat.
and this was another, I can't remember the guy's name, and I'm gonna kick myself and I'll get it in an hour when we're not talking. I'll be, oh, it was blah blah blah. But it was a stunt guy. It wasn't like the main actor. But
Hmm.
he has done all three of them. I know Doug Tate has done Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees in stunt work.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yes, man. But there was, I cannot remember this guy's name, and I hate that. But again, it's not their podcast. This is your episode. This is about you.
Oh, okay. Really? They'll be like all like upset about it. They didn't remember me.
Yeah, I um if you could, going back into modern horror, if you could step into any franchise today, like Insidious or The Conjuring or Hereditary, like, which one would you pick to jump into, or even the Scream, the modern Scream?
Oh boy. I don't know. I don't know if you consider this horror or not. Um, oh God, it slipped my mind now. Let me think. Alien, is
Oh
that
yeah.
considered or is that sci-fi more?
I feel like another thing Michael Berryman said was that sci-fi and horror are brother and sister, so we're gonna count it as both. So
They are, but the fans are very different,
I know the fans
I think.
are, yeah. Well, they're, I think sci-fi fan, I don't know. Sci-fi fans can be a little bit more aggressive, I feel like. Not aggressive in the sense of like
Mhm.
attacking, but like you better know everything in the world to know about something before you speak on
That
it.
that is true.
Uh,
There's a great documentary called Trekkies, if you ever get a chance to see it. It's so funny.
I need to look Trekkies. I need to watch that.
Yeah.
Um, because I have some friends who are really big into sci-fi, and I tell them, I'm like, guys, like every stereotypical sci-fi thing, y'all do it. Like y'all like people like they don't like sci-fi fans because of they're not like, I should say they don't like them, but they make me nervous. I'm like, I don't want to talk about movies with a sci-fi fan because I
No,
don't.
no, no. The horror fans are more laid back and love animals, and they're just like a whole other thing.
It is, and it's really funny because I feel like a lot of horror fans, exactly like you said, love animals, and like in a movie, you could watch a killer kill 100 people, and they're like, yeah, this is cool, and then they kill an animal, and everybody's like,
Oh,
no, no,
oh, they get livid. Yes.
yes. That was like, I remember when me and I watched The Hills Have Eyes, the original, for the first time, and
Yeah.
the dog, they were like, they better not kill that dog, and I don't, they never did, I don't think. I think one of
Oh, good.
I think there was one of them that did, but maybe not. I can't remember because it was
I
too
don't
long.
remember, but it's like that's why I like the John Wick movies.
Hmm.
He like because his dog, I hate that his dog got killed, but he really like wreaks havoc
Yeah,
because of that.
he does, and which is awesome because dogs are man's best friend, literally.
They are, they are, they're great.
But I don't want to hold you too long. I appreciate your time here. I have just some kind of quick rapid fire questions, if you don't mind,
Oh,
and then
sure.
I'll let you go. What is the strangest fan encounter you've had at a convention?
Oh boy. Probably this guy that would dress as this like he had a mask and this purple cape, and I mean he wore the cape a lot. Woo! And he would come and talk to me. You could hardly hear him through the mask. It
Yeah,
was one of those rubber masks you pull on. and he would have a whole different demeanor. And then he went into, um, which I didn't know at the time, he would go into just being himself coming
Mm.
to the convention. And I didn't know it until he showed up in LA as he called himself the Maniac. And he found my parents' address, and he was dressed with purple hair, his purple hair on his mask
Yeah.
and the cape and everything with flowers going around looking for my parents' house. And my mom looked out the window and saw him. And she's like, oh my God. But she asked him in.
Oh my gosh.
And she like talked to him like, oh, you want some coffee? And they talked. And then I found out he sent me a tape. And it was really kind of sad, a tape, saying, I am the maniac. It's me, like totally was like taking off the parts of that. I have the tape somewhere, but it was that was weird.
That is weird. That's
Yeah.
kind of unsettling, kind of creepy. When was this? Was this recent or was
Oh
this
no. This was had to been 25 years ago.
okay? Okay. I was gonna say because the world is so different 25 years ago than it is now. Like I could
Oh
see
yeah.
mom being like, "Yeah, come and get some coffee," which is kind of really sweet. But but like nowadays, you're like, well, "No, don't."
No, 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 it could be crazy.
That is crazy. Oh my gosh. What is your favorite Halloween tradition, if you have one?
Uh Probably just there's no real good tradition. I just always have a pumpkin and uh light up the house. I have a lot of cool stuff. I have a cauldron,
Oh,
that is out there all year. So it's always Halloween for me.
that's awesome. That's fantastic. Halloween candy. What's your go-to?
Um, Snickers.
I like a Snickers. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, do you ever get trick-or-treaters that come up to your house or no?
No, it's so rural. It would be like a mile walk for them. It would
Oh
I
yeah.
you get no trick-or-treaters. But that's okay because it's like I'm kind of nervous about opening the door to anyone I don't know that's coming.
Yeah, a
So I
hundred.
don't.
Yeah,
If I know someone's coming, I will open it, but like otherwise I just don't.
yeah, and
You
that's
got to be
another.
so careful. That's the difference between 25 years ago and now.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I think that's another reason why it's so hard to make good slasher films now because it's like you're watching the movie and you're like, why would they even be in that situation? Like
Right.
yeah, yeah. So or maybe the maniac comes up and he's trick or treating and we don't need that.
No, no.
And lastly, this isn't a question, but my friend would be so upset with me if I didn't tell you this. My buddy Dylan has had his brothers made him watch a bunch of 80s, 70s and 80s films growing up. So he's had the biggest crush on you his entire life. And he just wanted me to tell
Oh,
you, hey. So Dylan says, hey.
tell him hey and thank you. And I saw him watching.
Yes, there you go.
Yes, I saw him.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much for your time. You're a great guest. It's fun to talk with you. I appreciate it. I was a little nervous because you were also a crush of mine. So if I seem nervous at any point, that is 100% why. Um, but I appreciate your time. You're very sweet.
Thank you, Dante. That is so nice to hear. I mean, because I never even met Romero because I was too scared to go up to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was too nervous. I'm like, I can't.
Which I get that too. And I feel like it is a scary feeling when you're around, like even at some of these conventions, some of these people, you're like, I don't even know. Like most people in horror are very approachable and very kind to talk to, but
They are.
you get nervous because you're like, especially if they've had a long line or whatever you line, just let them, they're probably tired. So,
I know, I know. I'm like the worst.
but I appreciate it. You're very sweet. Thank you for this, and I'll try to tag you and stuff if that's okay when I post it, just so if you wanted to watch it or see it, it would be
Oh,
there.
I'd love to.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, ma'am.
Well,
Well, I
thank
appreciate it.
you. I appreciate it too. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good day.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Okay, bye-bye.